Hello, hello, hello. Jamila here. Y'all, my last video, I shared my feelings and opinions and thoughts about motherhood, and I got some of the greatest comments. So I literally was like, you know what, I need to make a whole video of responses to the comments, because I didn't want to just I wanted to think through them. I've read every single one of them, but I wanted to think through them and respond to them wholeheartedly. And I know it would take me months to respond in the way in which I want to, through, writing, responding through typing. So let's get into it. Again, I do apologize if you hear any background noise. I apologize. This is just real life over here. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so first one. I could relate so much. I'm so happy you made this video. All the points were so valid to me. Growing up in Mississippi, I could totally relate. The mom talk, I was like, say no more. I totally understand. Wow, we share the same exact feelings, touching on generational wealth. Well, touching the birds, like, touching on generational wealth, anxiety, being mentally ready, mother-daughter relationships was everything. This video was truly everything. I no longer feel alone in my thoughts. Thanks, Jamila. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I know, like, sometimes I become hesitant, because literally I've seen people like the last time I shared my feelings with motherhood and like some of the struggles I've gone through with like familiar relationships or relationships with your family, people were like, I don't see how people get on the internet and talk about their families or talk about their family situations and all this other stuff. And it's like, because like I said last time, it's not just for me. It's important that we don't feel alone. Some people will say, not even about me, but I know like on other social media sites, some people will be like, y'all don't have friends to talk to. And it's like, I have talked to friends about certain situations, but they don't relate, so they can't give me much on the issue if they don't relate. So thank you so much, Lisa T, for commenting and letting me know that what I shared makes you not feel alone, because at the end of the day, that's the goal here. That is the goal here. I want us to build a community of just us not feeling alone, sharing how we feel, providing wisdom for each other, providing insight to each other. So thank you for that. Okay, next up we got Deborah. Thank you so much for sharing. Being a mother and a grandmother myself, let go and let God. Okay, let go and let God. Yeah, let go and let God. That's cool. Personally, watching you and your husband over the years, you will make two of the best parents a child could have. You're mature. You have a loving home. You're educators, always giving to other children through your jobs. I say go for it. Me being a grandmother of 3, both your parents will love grandchildren, right? I forgot about that. Well, that kind of ties into like the internal clock, because it's like, I'm sure our mothers would love to be grandmothers. So that would be too cute. But yeah, it's like, I get what you're saying about let go and let God, but I can't ignore my feelings while letting go and letting God. I still have my personal feelings on the matter. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I know all of those things are like great joys, but at the end of the day, it's so much that goes into everything. And so, but thank you so much, Deborah, for sharing and watching over the years. And through your watching, you say that you can see that we'll be good parents. I feel like so too, but also it's like, we were just talking about how tired we were last week, and like how I had to force Marcel to like rest, take a nap, and it's like, how do you do that with children? Like, what does adult naps look like with children? Do you make the child take a nap too? I told Marcel, I was like, we can't put on a movie and just be like, hey, little Johnny, watch this movie while mom and dad take a nap. Can't do that yet. Check out this, watch this TV show. And I'm sure that happens, but I don't know if that's safe to do that. But then we're like, we got Blue, and Blue might be able to watch. I don't know, y'all. We talking about it. We're thinking about it. We are considering. Okay, Teacher Jazz B. Jamila, thank you for sharing. I wanted to say your feelings don't go unnoticed. Throughout our 30s, we experience all kinds of pains. However, laboring pains are temporary. You are a science teacher, so you will be able to understand what your body is going through day by day, week by week. On the other hand, the things you are fearful of, some of us have felt and still feel that way. You are amazing. Your husband loves you, and it shows in the way he thinks about you. I feel if you guys continue to communicate and discuss the big things such as discipline and routines, then you guys will make it, and you will have a wonderful experience. Praying for you, girl. Sending hugs and love from Texas. Okay, hey Texas, hey Teacher Jazz B. I agree, and I totally understand what you're saying, because it's like, and that's why I share it too, because I'm like, I know it's plenty of women who have been through this and overcame the feelings and have children or a child, and they know all about this. So that's what I'm looking for too. Like, y'all, you know, and I've gotten it. I've also gotten feedback. It's like, it's not that big deal. Every woman is different. Just because this woman went through this, that doesn't mean that you're gonna go through this. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I have no doubts as it pertains to like I have asked him years and years ago about like, are you gonna be the type of dad that's like hands off, because I can't do that. We're not doing hands off parenting where the dad gets to like chill, watch TV, feed up. Now, if I feel like I would be okay with my husband resting, though, I don't want him to be like stressed out about parenting. Oh, that just made me think, because like, what about stay-at-home moms? Like, if you're a stay-at-home mom and your husband is working and he's tired, and so he needs an outlet when he gets home from work, is it fair? I don't know. I don't even want to get into that, because that's a little controversial, y'all. That's a little controversial. But I don't think, and I feel like I know my husband wouldn't be like hands off, like no relationship with the child, no like communication with the child, just, or like very minimal. I don't think he would be, I know that he wouldn't be that type of parent. So I don't think that's ever been an issue. Like, I don't even think I would have married Marcel if I would have felt like he wouldn't be like a good partner in the process. But yeah. Discipline. We talked about discipline, and I think we said we would be like, gentle parents. Why my head look like a comb? I think we said we would be gentle parents, like we wouldn't do the whole whooping thing. And routines. I am big on routines, but I get so messed up when there's a change in the routine. Like when, like just last week, Marcel was on spring break. My little routine went out the window, except for I finally got back to my routine maybe Friday of spring break. So whenever there's a shift, then I'm just all discombobulated. So I got to get better at that. But thank you, Jazz. Okay, next up we got Tiara. Okay, as I'm 30 weeks pregnant with my second child, I'm over here agreeing. Fear, anxiety, not feeling ready, financial freedom, maternal unknown. Prior to my marriage, I was not trying to be someone's mom. I was just aiming to be fine auntie, the fine auntie. You had a career in the military, living the life, laugh out loud, now being financially stable, enjoying working. Whenever I feel bored, I look at my 5-year-old boy and cannot remember what life was before him. Oh, how sweet. Now having a girl in some weeks, we done. We're done, and we're done. But yeah, you know what, Tiara, that is so funny. I feel like I understand totally. Before I became married though, I did see myself as a mom. I felt like I was gonna be I felt more into being a mom prior to marriage, or prior to like dating. That before I got into my serious relationship with Marcel, I could see myself being a mom. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have 7 children. But then it's like, wait a minute. We have a lot of things to unpack here. This is a lot, you know. It's already a lot being in a relationship and being married to someone who's totally different, had a totally different upbringing, from a totally different area. I mean, just a lot of stuff that's like really, really different. So it's like, wait a minute, let me pump the brakes and let's work out our kinks, our differences. Let us get to know each other. That's where I was, and that's how I have been. But oh goodness, even on your second child, you have the same feelings. Oh, but I'm so happy, Tiara. You got your son, and now your daughter's on the way in a couple weeks. Oh my gosh, how fun, how exciting. So I have to understand that these feelings are normal, and they possibly don't go away. Is what I'm gauging from your comment. I'm gauging that, Jamila, it's okay, because I'm already a mom and I have the same feelings. I'm about to be a mom to a second baby and I have the same feelings, but still rest assured that everything is beautiful. You're gonna, and I know I've heard that as well. Like, you look in your child's eyes and you're like, oh my gosh, you forget about the pain. Although one girl, I saw her post last week, and she was like, everybody was like, you're gonna forget about the pain once you look at them, and she was like, no, I have not forgotten. I have not forgot. Okay, I think this is Mika. I had my son when I was 33, and we had so much pressure from family before that. We still have pressure for the next child. I was nervous and scared beyond measure. And honestly, I'm still that way. The same comment. I had just said that. Okay. Like you said, you have to rebuke those feelings, and thanks for sharing. Yeah, rebuke those feelings of fear. But also, like I said, I felt so good just getting it out. It's like writing it out on paper, writing your feelings down on paper. When I made that video, it was like me writing it out in a journal. And I do feel better. Like, I don't feel that same fear. I do feel a lot better. And I will continue to rebuke any thoughts. And that's the thing with life. It's like people joke all the time on social media about intrusive thoughts. Basically, those negative thoughts, those thoughts of like just anything bad or negative. Rebuke that. I rebuke that. Okay, I will not be doing that, or I rebuke that. That will not happen. Okay, so yes, Mika, thanks for reminding me to, make sure I rebuke those feelings, and at the same time, they're normal. I am not alone. Y'all are here with me. Though we're far apart. Ooh, we got 2 comments. We got a double comment. She commented. Ooh. Okay, I was gonna say 3 times. Okay, before I get to the double comment, we have Nicole. I just turned 40 and still child free by choice. I always said I would cross that road when I got married. Well, that hasn't happened yet. Laugh out loud. My cousin went to a sperm bank because she wanted to be a mother. She didn't care if she was a single parent. She has a great family support system, and she did that twice. Okay, cousin. Shout out to cousin. I feel God called her to be a mom. Me, not so much, okay? Not yet, at least. I don't want to be a single parent. I grew up in a single parent home. It wasn't bad, but I didn't want that for my future child. Yeah, it's like we have come to, like, in this day and time, we've come to a point where we are very introspective and we think about what we don't want. Some of us don't go into things blindly, and we're like, wait a minute, do I really want this? Do I really want that? With the single parent household, it's like a touchy subject. Like you said, it wasn't bad. Like, even though I grew up poor, I had some rich moments too. Like, my dad, he's a barber, and so barbers be having money. So I remember growing up as a babe, like as a little kid, but I vividly remember asking my dad for money. Like, I wanted to buy some candy at the next the drugstore next door to their business, and he would give me like $100 when all I asked for was a quarter. So I mean, not rich like wealthy, but I've experienced struggle, but I've also experienced good times with my mom and my dad. But basically, my mom and dad were married, technically still are married, but they eventually split. But my dad was around like a lot, and then he moved back home to Chicago. And so once he moved back, like the being around just kind of stopped. And that was around like maybe junior high, high school. Once we moved to Montgomery, he moved back to Chicago. So but yeah, so it wasn't struggle the whole time. Like, you know, you go through struggles, but then you have good times. You have bad times, but you have good times. And like, I saw my mom and dad together, kind of, but not for real. So when it comes to single parent household, I don't know if it's something you can control, because it's like, when my mom and dad got married, it ain't like they were married. She didn't have me as a single parent. she's still married, okay? So it's like single parenthood could just pop up on you. It could just happen. A spouse could pass away. A spouse could just leave the marriage. Anything could happen. So I don't know, like you said and like I said, we have things that we don't want. Like, I wouldn't choose. Like, if I had the choice to choose, then I wouldn't choose to be a single parent. I think that's what you're saying. But there's some of us who don't choose. There are some women who didn't choose to be single parents, but it just ended up that way. Like, they were, you know, like my mom, married, and still ended up being a single parent. Still ended up having to figure out how to raise us by herself, even though she was married. So we'll touch on that a little bit more. But shout out to my mama. That's why my mom's gonna always get grace from me, because to a certain extent she had a lot of stuff figured out, and she was on her own. Okay, she was on her own, so she gonna get that grace from me. Anyways, okay, next comment. Now this person wrote twice, and the name looks like none, like NONE 0001. Anyways, hey Jamila, great blog. I totally agree with you, and the anxiety is real in regards to parenthood. I truly respect you for looking into your inner self and making an honest decision with motherhood. Many women do not. Many women don't. Like, many women don't think about it beforehand, and kids suffer because of it. I also believe in our steps being ordered in His word. Amen. She didn't say amen, I said amen. Anyways, your transparency is truly respected. I strongly understand the anxiety with motherhood and trying to have the adult relationship with your parents. Girl, I'd be like, bye, I'm doing me, because it just gets to be so much at times. I agree. It gets to be so much, and I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to remove myself from this situation. I'm not going to continue to rotate this wheel. We're going to stop. I'm just going to remove myself from this conversation or this phone call or whatever it is, just to protect your peace. Keep being beautiful and doing your grown woman thing. No judgment. Thank you for the no judgment. And then you wrote, amazing to me how people can tell you when to get married, when to have kids, etc. Not that it's time for y'all to have kids. Comment via email and in the comment section. Lady, you know what, and when it first happened, it was funny. Like, it was funny, and it's okay, because it's like, I feel like it's a normal response to a married couple to a certain extent. But when it begins to be every single video, y'all saying the same thing, stop it. But no, let me stop. Will you be buying the diapers and clothing and setting up a college fund since we so ready? Are you ready to help? Are you ready to be God, grandma, God, auntie, God, cousin, God, sister, somebody? People are too much. Y'all had me laughing so hard. Yeah, it's like, I think part of it for me, y'all, there hasn't been like one issue where I can't see both sides of a story, and I think it's because I'm a Libra, but I literally can see both sides. Like I said, I feel like it's a normal response, especially if you're married and y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Go ahead and have some kids. But so I get it, but it's just the continued statements that I got to the point where I was like, ma'am, stop it. Okay, but thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. All right, next we got metaphysically me. With children, you will shop more because you have more people to shop for. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go go shopping, babies. Oh, you need some new shoes. Oh, you need some new clothes. Oh, you need some new shoes. You need some new clothes. Oh, let's go shopping. Get in. We're going shopping. Grocery shopping. You know what? Before I even read the rest of your sentence, I saw grocery shopping. I was just about to say, grocery shopping is becoming to be such a task. But you said it. You said grocery shopping is a small chore. It's a big chore. And right now, like, we be like, at this point, we just go to the grocery store, just buy food for the night, and then we'll go to the grocery store the next day. Or if we don't feel like going to the grocery store, we'll just go buy some food to eat. But girl, oh my gosh, why is grocery shopping so much? And I think it's not that it's so much, it's just the fact that you gotta figure out what is it that we're gonna eat. Like, what are we eating? What are we gonna eat today? What are we eating this week? And honestly, we did start meal prepping, or not meal prepping. We started meal planning, where we would list out what meals we wanted for the week. But then my mom came for her birthday, and that kind of like messed up our little routine. She didn't mess it up, but it's just the difference in like everything that we did, to where we didn't even have our family. We haven't had our family meeting since my mom's birthday when she came. And that's like 2 weeks that we haven't had our family meeting where we like talk about stuff. Anyways, yeah, grocery shopping. I gotta get a better plan. Yeah. And you also wrote, oh my gosh, that parent-child struggle with single parents is real. Yeah, it's real. But it gets better. I feel like it gets better. I feel like once the parent, that's Marcel calling it or texting in. But yeah, I feel like once the parent takes the time once the parent of an adult child takes the time to understand, okay, where we are in life right now, which is your child is grown, I don't know. I think what I will say is I feel like it gets better. Maybe. Good morning. Okay, Sizzle. Hey, Jamila, I just want to first acknowledge that your hair is hairy. You know what? Thank you. I've been looking at my hair like, what in the world? I literally just cut my hair. I didn't just cut it. It was like a year ago. I cut it and it was like here. Like this piece of hair was here. And now it's here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. You guys, she's doing good. She's doing her thing. Anyways, thanks, Sizzle. Beautiful, great vlog. You're exactly right. Whenever y'all decide and whatever y'all decide, the good Lord has your back. Amen. 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 Kietta's next. I think it's tacky for people to ask someone when they're going to have kids. I don't want to put a name on it, and I don't want to offend nobody and say it's tacky, because I get it. I feel like it's normal. I feel like to a certain extent it's normal for people to say that, and I don't feel like the people mean any harm when they say it. I honestly don't feel like they have ill intent when they say it. So I don't want to say tacky, but I get what you're saying. It's your right to choose not to have kids. My husband and I have 2 boys, and people are still saying that we need to try for a girl. Like, now you know what? I just said we're not gonna call it tacky. But who are you to tell me that I need to try for a girl? See, now I'm going back on my comments because I feel like that's tacky. That is tacky. People's audacity is at an all-time high. I know that's right. All right, we got Clara. The nerve of some people. I don't blame you for thinking things out and letting this be between you and your husband. There's an awful lot that comes with being a mother and parents. Jamila, you might be thinking too hard. It's probably impossible for things to be straight and narrow, right? It's not gonna be like, oh, I want to be a mom, let's do it. No feelings. Like, even though I feel like even the women who are like so excited and so gung-ho and so ready to be a mom, I feel like they are gonna have those feelings of fear and anxiety and all that type of stuff as well. So yeah, it's normal. Pray about it, then listen to hear from God. Motherhood is a beautiful thing. I believe that you guys will make beautiful, loving parents. Okay, if that's in God's will, if it's in God's will. Amen, amen. Okay, Shopper 5969. Good morning and happy Thursday. What's today? Tuesday. Take your time and put God first in everything y'all do. y'all enjoy each other and be thankful for each and everything y'all have accomplished together this far in this season.